Yo, what's the deal? Eric Taylor, BigEAstro, episode 408, Knowledge is Love Astrology podcast. And before we get into Black Moon, Lilith, Juno, and Part of Fortune, Sagittarius, I want you to hear a classic, the whole song, My Mission. It's a Virgo, rugged and raw, OD Adrika, one of the illest female MCs ever, Sagittarius. My boy Panama Red, I believe he's a Capricorn. The Virgo, E-Complete, finished it. And singing, Miss Kendra, don't remember. She may have been a Libra, a Libra or Aries. I can't remember. But here we go. My Mission.
This is rugged and raw. I don't know about you, but I'm plotting my takeover.
And Rugged and Raw made the track.
Let's do it.
Get him.
My mission's to complete my universal dominance. All I need is Earth to bring my planet prominence. Made a crash landing in Alaska. Tried to reach New York, only had fuel for Nebraska. Not the bastard plan to use this music. It's for money and the following. To forget my bullshit. My fellow soldiers, the place near the axis. Ready to engage in military tactics. Might not need them. I'll take over easily. Induce my magic to make them follow peacefully. I want as little bloodshed as possible. But if my album flops, I'm letting loose my arsenal.
I'm on a mission.
OD.
Destination planet Earth.
Get him, mama.
Let's go. Although I'm type alienated, I keep afloat with these wings as I observe from up top. Already steady for these things you cats is behind. Cause all you use is your behind. Wolf doors cross the line. I'm about to judge your mind. My mission in life is straight judgment till you cowards bow down. Empress, my peoples look a hot mess. We all clean up dish. We filthy from the rich. Soldiers blasphemy. Leave the stitches in the ditch. For these useless ones, do me a favor. Bring the guns. Take the air from their lungs.
Get him, OD. Is my mission.
You gotta go with
Is Adrika.
It ain't black on black, it's black on white. Anti-social facts in society get clapped. Sometimes pain is pleasure, it depends upon the measure. What I'm talking right now is a small
Jesus sad.
I'm a son of single order, survive and study new world order. Turn around and train my daughters how to put down they slaughter. Your life ain't worth nothing but a quarter.
SSION, MISSION.
Panama Red. Leaves the Capricorn. My Mission. My first album, Hip Hop Forever. My Mission.
Yeah, we up in here, man.
Panama Red.
Panama Red. We gonna do what we gotta do regardless. This for everybody.
Get him.
Yo, the moon made my soul. Ritual spirituals. The sun made my physical. From indivisible seas and skies. Water in two forms to shape landscape. My terrain was then born. Divine states of mind with my mission to define pure wisdom and teach one. I just need to reach one to emancipate my people with time. I make my bloodline legendary. Teach each and every. Yo, that's my task. To dead all the lies and correct the past. Replace with mathematics. Sporadic with tactics. Son, just automatic. How my rhyme
Now it's time for me. E-Complete. Complete.
You know what my
Mission
mission
is
to
to shine the light on your dull skulls. Total domination. What? What's my mission as I come to this planet? Move over Saturn, cause your rings can't stand it. I slammed it as my breath exhaled. And I'm coming through the oceans like off for the whale. 9 months in jail from the womb to the tomb. I was born in September, but I was ready in June. And eager to patrol with my shining soul. I plan to be the group to the globe. And just reclaim the names for the brothers that been framed to shame in this dirty and righteous game. Stay dry in the rain, go against the grain, and I can heal your pain. Between TV, film, and hip hop, the whole world will know my name. ERERIC. Just need a wife and kids to continue my dynasty. The son of Kid Taylor, and that's a real legacy. I'm out. MISSION. What's up, y'all? Y'all came. Some of y'all that came in a little bit late. Make sure you check the beginning. My Mission by E-Complete. We on a mission.
SSION, MISSION. Not here to play games, hit the planet for change and not for fame. Yo, what you gonna do to rep your name? We on a mission, baby. So what's your mission?
So what's your mission, baby? What's your mission? What's up, y'all? How you doing? Episode 408. Let me just see what's here. Tonight, we got Black Moon, Lilith, Juno, and Part of Fortune, and Sagittarius in the birth chart. And the moon right now is in Scorpio. headed towards that grand water trine with Jupiter and in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces. How you guys feeling? Hope everybody's doing good. Tell me what's up, what's new. All right. Hopefully you can hear me good. Hey, Samuel Miller, Sam Miller. Happy Tuesday. All right. Definitely. Tuesday to play the day of the planet Mars. Hey, Tina Lamory. Did you get to hear some of the song? You like it? My Mission by E Complete. Oh Lord. Can I tell you? Hey Rose Jefferson, I was crazy in the clubs, especially at the University of Maryland. Let me finish listening. I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. So you remember when Black Sheep had that song, Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. And if that train falls off the track, pick it up. Back on the sea. So at University of Maryland, some of the Maryland and DC cats, they used to hate on the New York cats because we'd come down there, be all smooth and slick, and we'd mack all their ladies, right? So we'd get all the New York cats, and we was deep in Maryland, and we'd all get like in a circle, like in a cipher, in a huddle, and we'd be like, engine number 9 on the, and as they'd be like, on the New, and I'd be like, New York, and if that train falls off the track, pick it up, back up. See, I'm pretty mild-mannered and chill now at 55. Ooh, young Eric and 21, 20. I graduated, a little bit later, but because I did 2 years of community college at Sullivan County Community College, upstate New York. Then I transferred down to the University of Maryland. You lose some credit, so I did 3 years, so 5 years altogether. So, oh my gosh, it was on and popping. It was hyped. I used to set it off, and my. I used to do that across my campus in Maryland. That's how me and my crew would communicate across campus. It's a big campus, 35,000 students. And nobody did that call but me. Incomplete. So anywho, we have the moon in Scorpio, like I said, that energy. Tonight, we're talking about 3, I was going to throw Chiron in there. I decided I'm just going to do the 3. I do got to, check on, my son started his first day of work today. I am a proud papa, my Gemini. So he's got a job working at a little Thai place. I'm so proud. Took forever, but I'm just happy. And hopefully he gets to keep it. He's trying to save up to get a car. I'm going to give him a little bit of cash, but you know what I'm saying? You got to make these kids work. Don't just give them everything. You cripple them when you spoil them. Right? I told you I was working since 14. Really, I was working since 10, babysitting, raking leaves, shoveling snow in New York. My first job was up in Martha's Vineyard. I was a dishwasher in a seafood restaurant, the Oyster Bar. And oh my God, the linguine and the clam chowder. I used to get bumps, heat bumps all on my forearm and everything. Shout out to my Steelers. Okay. Yeah, baby. We won last night, 28-15. We're in the driver's seat. If we win out, we win the division. Even I think if we lose one game, we still may win the division, depending. Hopefully it's not to the Ravens, though. But yeah, I mean, I feel good. I'm doing, good. My holiday sale begins Thursday. I could come on Thursday. I may not. I'm super busy. Clients and just, like I said, finishing up this book. I did some more writing today. Wifey will be home, maybe Saturday. And next week, we should be trying to get it to, we do the final edits for the rest of the week. And then we're going to get it pumped. We're going to do the digital and we're going to do the print. So there will be pre-orders. And, if you pre-order the digital, that helps us to, be able to afford to print it. But also, you would get obviously the difference in price. So you would basically get both. It's a workbook, so you can learn the basic foundations of astrology. But of course, it's in a hip hop way. So hopefully you saw me last night on Lloyd Strayhorn, Numbers and You. Go back and watch it. I knocked it out the park. It was so much fun doing live readings, talking about Sagittarius new moon, which is Friday. Go watch my video. Please leave a comment. It really helps me. And please come back, you guys, and comment after the show. Even on my Sag new moon video, go back and leave a comment. Some of you guys were here on the live, help a brother out, like I started hashtag support a brother Sunday, right? We got Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. Sunday is now forever. Hashtag support a brother Sunday. Or support a sister, but support a brother Sunday because I'm a man and I'm a brother over my mother, a black brother. Oh my God. Do you guys remember Public Enemy and X-Clan and Poor Righteous Teachers? Oh my God. Hip hop from like 86 to like 91, 92. It was so dope. That's the golden age, man. I know the 90s was good, but nah, 86 to 91, 92. Before the FBI and CIA infiltrated with the gangster rap and trying to, the prison system, incarceration, and I like the first Chronic, but before, the invasion of, Snoop and Dre, even the first NWA was dope. That was very, political, talking about the cops and how they mistreat the brothers in California and Compton, so listen, escuchen. So Black Moon, Lilith, Juno, and part of Fortune in Sagittarius. So do any of you guys have those placements? Because these are not just for Sagittarius sun signs. Anybody could have Lilith and Sag. Anybody could have Juno and Sag, and Juno's in Sag now. Mars is now in Capricorn. While Mars is in Capricorn until early January, it's about 6 weeks. It's about building. We've got the momentum, you guys, to really build this new earth, build new versions of ourselves, and build this reality. Okay. I told you that Sagittarius new moon is really bringing in an opportunity to quantum leap to a higher version of yourself with a lot of optimism. Okay. Are there going to be issues with the finances? Yeah, there could be. Listen, right now, as I told you, after, Y2K, 9/11, the pandemic, you should be expecting and be able to fathom anything happening. The fact that they've admitted to, aliens and UAPs and all this and that, beyond the ice wall, under the water, right? We got the waters above and the waters below, the firmament, And I'm not saying that the earth is flat or round. I'm saying that it may be like, kind of like a globe, like a dome, I do know that if NASA is talking, just like, Fox, CNN, CBS, NBC, ABC, they're lying. All right. So, but talk to me. What's good? We're going to get ready to start Black Moon Lilith. And I want you guys to really get Lilith in terms of understanding the energy of it. And make sure you're watching my video. Sorry, I'm listening to y'all right now. How you feeling, Rose? Rose, you going to join the tribe? We got a meeting Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Oh, who's that? Keith, the spiritual one? Share your big three. Big R. Big E. Key, the spiritual one. Okay. You can share your sun, moon, rising. Yes, Big E. Oops. Okay. Hey, hey, you guys. All right. Let me just double check. See if and you can share your sun, moon, rising if you're new to the channel. Make sure you guys are smashing the like button for me. Okay. So Key, the spiritual one. I like that. I like that name too. So you're a Sag rising. What's your sun and moon? I do the big three for free. Don't forget, you guys, your boy takes super chats. My Cash App, $ BigEAstro. I give a lot of, free content and free stuff. Show a brother some love. You know what I'm saying? It's the holiday season. I got 4 kids. Look out for a brother. Support a brother Sunday. Black Moon Lilith. So what is Black Moon Lilith? You know, it's Adam's first wife. It's in the Bible, I believe, once, but they took it out of the King James. You know, there's really 88 books. You know about the Ethiopian Bible. You know, I'll never bash, you know, I don't bash religions. I think they are, you know, in a way to keep us from understanding that God's source consciousness energy is within us, you know. And for me, really read the words of Yeshua, right? Don't call them by the wrong name because they didn't have the J back then. Whether you say Yahuwah, Yahshua, you know, Yeshua, you know, you want to. We're at a point where we're adults now, and when we get the truth and new information, then we need to make adjustments and changes. And it shouldn't be uncomfortable for you. You should embrace it, right? That's what this new moon is about. With new knowledge, right? Embrace new information and new truths, because you have to realize the subconscious program you've been lied to since before you came in the womb. I mean, doesn't it bother you? It irritates me that we're born in a world where green is go and red is stop. What if I wanted purple to go and yellow to stop? Or aqua blue to stop? I'm just saying. So you have to realize, from the Rockefeller school systems to the programming of the media, the television, the magazines, cosmetology's in vogue. Oh, women should do this and this and that. You see all the toxins they put in, from the tampons, lead in there, and the stuff and the chemicals and the hair products, the skin products for women. There's been an attack from the patriarchal system to the divine feminine. I bring that up because that's what Lilith is about. It's rejection, repressed energy. God forbid Lilith wanted to be treated equal to Adam and sexually wanted to be on top. And so what Lilith is about is pre-verbal, pre-rational energy, your yes-no response. It's pheromones, it's hormones. It's like you got a perfume on you. That's the Lilith. Okay, it's extremely strong in a female's chart, strong in a man's too, but it's the divine and dark feminine and like a female Pluto. And the Lilith is where you can be overly sexualized. It's stronger in the first, fourth, seventh, and 10th houses. Those are the angular houses, the pillars of your life. You should have seen me in chorus before the bass came in when I used to sing 10th and 11th grade. Your boy was pretty good, you know, little R&B jams, you know what I'm saying? Little Key Sweat, little guy, okay? But as the bass got in, I didn't switch over to like sing baritone and "You'll Never Find" like Lou Ross. Oh God, Teddy Pendergrass, turn him off. You know, all that stuff. So, but Lilith is your real thing about it. It's your gut instinct, your intuition, right down there in your gut, right between the gut and the root chakra, that sacral gut energy. So Sagittarius, it means Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, or your tribe of people. If you have Sag and Lilith, anybody here have it? Let me know. They will just get you and accept you. You can also do well, wifey has this, you could also do well meditating by candlelight. And it's important for you to kind of release energy by moving your hips and thighs. Sagittarius rules the liver, hips, and thighs. And drinking hot lemon water. Makes me think of Tribe Called Quest, right? Remember that movie Boomerang, one of the best movies ever? Hot sex on a platter. Hot sex. Oh God, if you guys love hip hop, you got it. There's so much good old school hip hop right now. I gotta check out that Mobb Deep album. Nas just dropped the album with Premier. I gotta check that out. The Clips' album, De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky. Nas is on there. Black Thought, like Q-Tip. Oh, it's so dope. Big Killer Mike. But Lilith and Sagittarius, sometimes whatever house it's in, you can have men and women over sexualize you, and you get rejected for your wisdom, beliefs, and philosophies. You may be rejected in the Catholic Church. You may get rejected in the Baptist Church. You may get rejected in the synagogue or the mosque, right? And so what happens is that intuition is really heightened about your beliefs and philosophies, and they may be rebellious to the norms of society and to your family, to your blood relatives. And that's okay. So trust your intuition when it comes to your beliefs. Trust your intuition when you gain wisdom through higher knowledge, because that's always going to guide you. You know what I mean? And the house is really important, because the houses, you guys, go watch my house series. How many of you guys are watching my house series, Exposing All 12 Houses? Well, go and leave a comment, but you could really understand what these 12 houses really represent. Each house, think about the complexity of a human being's life. Each house is literally 25 to like 40 different meanings times 12. Okay. And I told you with all the permutations of everything, there's over like probably 2,500 different like permutations that you can have, you know what I mean, in the chart, right? Your Chiron could be in all 12 houses. Your Juno, your part of fortune, your sun, your moon, your Mercury, your Venus, your Mars, your Jupiter, your Saturn, your Uranus, your Neptune, your Pluto. And when you do a chart reading with me and Sagittarius, your birth chart sales still rocking 206, 305. 305 is the mini movie of your life, custom video summary, current and future transits, and a 45-minute Q&A. Normally 350 down to 305. 90 minutes live via Zoom, normally 250 down to 206. But my sale starts Sunday from the 18th to the 1st. That's a big sale. Big up. That's what? 11, 12, 13. That's like 2 weeks, 14 days, player and playerettes. A 2-week sale? Come on. That's just my heart, man. End of the year, like Black Santa giving out gifts. That piff, don't let it riff. Okay. And it's important. So I didn't do the custom video summary. I'm just doing that one. Will still be 305 for Sag, everybody else 350, Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising. But the 90 minutes via Zoom, I knocked it down to $200. Okay. It's a great gift. And even better, my moon tracking, normally 189, I knocked it down to 160. I take you through a full month of the moon in your chart. What's the moon? Your emotional mind, your response system, your body health, your intuition, tu madre, right? The family you create. The moon through each, transit, it switches signs and houses every 60 hours, 2.5, 2.5 days. So when you learn about the moon hitting your Neptune in the first house or hitting your Sag North Node in the first house, and then going to your second house of Capricorn and Aquarius and so on, right? You really see personally to you how the moon is affecting you, that you're emotionally and mentally a new person every 2.5 days. When you learn this, you literally, life slows down. You become a Jedi. And whenever the moon goes back to your natal sun, that's 60 hours. That's a lot for some people. So 48 hours, no drugs, no sex, no alcohol, no cursing, no meat. It's when your moon comes back to your natal sun, and it's like an opportunity to reactivate your body on the cellular level. It's really powerful, right? And this goes up the chain of the 33 vertebrae of the chakras, right? Connecting to Christ consciousness, the crown chakra. All right. So really take advantage of the moon tracking service. You also get with the recording. Obviously, we're live on Zoom, live questions, and you get the moon and all 12 signs and all 12 houses. So you can watch it every 2.5 days and be like, oh, this is what Eric is talking about. Oh, my moon in Libra in the 11th house. Oh, my moon in Libra in the 4th house. This is how, you know what I mean? It is so informative. It's a service that I'm so proud of. And I want you to take advantage of it. So it's 90 minutes as well. For 160, that's a steal. Remember, the website's working, but not to purchase. That will probably be after January 5th, and I will announce it. So everything's got to come directly through my email. Eric, E-R-I-C, Eric at BigEAstro.com. And you can pay with Cash App, $BigEAstro, PayPal's a friend, or Zelle to etaylor765 at AOL.com. I got you. So any questions about Lilith in Sag? One thing I will say is that you can be challenged or tested about your beliefs. And sometimes in those areas, Sagittarius, right? You're seeking higher wisdom and knowledge. If you have it, let's say Lilith, Sag, 9th house, you may have a college professor, or even in the 5th house, high school teacher or college teacher, try to hit on you, over-sexualize you. And don't, especially for the men or the ladies, if you have someone from the same sex hit on you and you're straight, don't get so angry and aggressive. It's a lot of times it's that Lilith. You know what I mean? It is that Lilith. And thankfully, when I was acting in Hollywood, I didn't have anybody come at me crazy. I guess it was my aura and my energy. People knew I wasn't down for the okie doke. Now, I'm not going to lie. I could tell when some people, men or women, were checking me out. But, not like in that casting couch type way. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out like that. He ain't going out. Y'all don't know nothing about Cypress Hill. I know you. Come on, get out of here. Yo, I love me some Cypress Hill. Hits from the bong. Y'all remember that? Cypress Hill was dope. Do you guys remember DOS effects? They want effects. Some live effects. They want effects. See, I wish I could play that music here, but because my channel is monetized, I can't play other people's stuff. So I can only rock E-Complete music, and instrumentals and stuff. But that's all good. So let me check out your comments. Does anybody here have Lilith and Sag? If you do, let me know what house it's in, and then we'll get to Juno. You're feeling drained? Okay, I'm gonna give you some tips for that. I got you, Patrick. Hey. Okay, Key, the spiritual one. Did you give me your big three? Cancer moon. Okay, so you're a Sag rising, Pisces sun, and the Cancer moon in the 8th house. So that's why you're here. The Cancer moon in the 8th house with that Sag rising in the North Node and the Pisces moon. Number one, you have to get a water Lilith in the 1st in Capricorn. Whoa. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to you, Key. I'm listening. Oh, on the lunar return. Okay, it's actually better to do it when the moon comes to your natal sun. So just make that adjustment, I promise you. But that's good that you're doing that. Fasting is so important, right? They took that out of the Bible, and what is it, Matthew 11:17 or 20 or 19? I forgot the exact scripture, but fasting and prayer is super important, you guys. Okay. Remember, the Bible is a coded book about survival. And astrology is all through the Bible, the Torah and the Quran, and in the ancient tablets. Watch my 3 episodes with astrotheologist Micah Dank. Those joints were deep. Did any of you guys see those? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So with the Sag rising in the North Node there, in this life, it's about you discovering who you are, your beliefs, your philosophies, right? And true self-love. In a past life with the South Node in Gemini, you've already kind of mastered relationships. You done been married. So it doesn't mean that you can't get married in this lifetime, but what it means is that it needs to be a spiritual connection that's for the right direction. That's for your soul's protection. And you came in very verbal. You like talking. You probably talking about the age of 2, like full sentences. Now with the Pisces in the moon and the sun in the 4th house, you need to get a water feature. And instrumental music at home will calm your emotional mind, but getting a water feature will bring you more peace and help you cement in your spiritual discipline and practices with Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node currently in transit in your 4th house. Remember, you have Sag rising, the same as America's chart. But that Pisces in the 4th house, very important. Nothing, it could be better homes and gardens or wherever they sell it at. But to see the water flowing, doesn't have to be with the music and the colors. I mean, you could get all the fancy stuff, but just seeing water flow and you could hear it, visually see it and hear it, that will help you with, and remember, as a Pisces sun, you need to ground and earth more in nature, because what is Pisces? It's always about escapism. And the sun in the 4th house, did your parents get divorced or did they stay together? Because your moon's in Cancer, so they were in a trine. So when you were born, they really wanted you. Cancer moon in the 8th house, that's why you're here. And you need to trust your feelings. You may see spirits from the other side. You may know when someone passes away. You could be a doula, death doula, midwife. You know what I mean? Key, I don't know the spiritual one if you're a man or a woman, but you are connected to spirits on the other side. So you may receive messages as a kid. People may have thought you were crazy and you were like just tapped in spiritually. You're very intuitive and psychic. And do me a favor, when you go out and about and then you return home, wash your hands and your face, put on your house clothes. If you're not going back out, put on your house clothes, because you need to transmute out the energy, because you're a sponge with that water energy and the Pisces sun. When you go out and about, and you're an introvert, when you go out and about, you're pulling in other people's frequencies and energies. So emotionally, you may be dealing with stuff that's not even yours. Okay. And then Patrick, what you were saying is deep because right now you're feeling drained. It's because of this Sagittarius new moon energy coming, and the shadow period ending tomorrow, which is I start my sale Thursday. The Mercury retrograde shadow period ends tomorrow, so then we can go full steam ahead with new contracts, new deals, a new sensation. You remember NXS? I'm really diverse. If you listen to my catalog, like, do you guys like Bjork? Oh my God, Portishead, Bjork, Tricky, more Chiba. Do you know about trip hop music? Let me tell you something. The first night I heard Portishead, I was hanging out with my good buddy, my Irish brother Mark, RIP brother. He was a Pisces, and he came over. We were smoking some L's, and he put on Portishead. And to me, my description of Portishead, if you know them, you're going to laugh at this. It's as if A Tribe Called Quest, Sinead O'Connor, and Sade had an orgy and made a baby. That's Portishead. Oh my God, it is so freak. If you've never heard it, please check it out tonight. The first album is called Dummy. That's the best album. It is insane. Anywho's, when I heard it, 2, 3 L's down, I probably blacked out for 2.5 to 3 hours straight off the dome, spitting rhymes, freestyling. That's how ill those tracks are. The production is sick, 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 sick. You know, oh man. I still feel like before I leave this planet, I would love a track from Primo or Dre, just to just black out on it and just like, oh my gosh, you know. I love my producers though that I've worked with over the years. Fred Ones, Jay Styles. The first song, the first MC was Rugged and Raw. He's an underground hip hop, artist. He's dope. Check him out, Rugged and Raw, and that's the letter N, Rugged and Raw. And he's a Virgo. He's also a producer. He produced that track you heard, My Mission. He did stuff on my first album. I don't know if he produced anything on my second album. And he's got a track or two that'll be on my third album, maybe 3 tracks. And I have like a track or 2 from Fred Ones. But I don't know. Like Karis once said, I am hip hop and I love hip hop, And so watch with Lilith and Ascendant in Capricorn. That can be tough, especially when you are focusing on work or whatever. And Capricorn, Lilith, you need to connect in nature. But Lilith in the first house, you can always have people rejecting you for just walking into a room. Your aura, they're rejecting your energy. First house is self. And men and women, I mean, I've noticed it more in the first house and the 6th house, where men and women can be hitting on you all the time, and the 10th in the career. The 7th house, it can be you when you're shopping, but it could literally be your partner, your spouse, your business partner, some effery, or just, even affairs and cheating. In the 4th house, it can, unfortunately, 4th and 12th, you can be, and the 8th, sometimes you can be sexually abused as a child. But in the 4th house, I've seen people go through physical abuse too. Lilith is strong. And I told you, it's like people can reject you, and sometimes it can be physical, especially if your Lilith is conjunct Mars. Ouch. Pluto, ouch. Neptune, you can get involved with someone who is deep in alcohol and drugs, crazy escapism, any sign. Okay. So any other questions about Lilith and Sag? We're not just doing Lilith readings for everybody, but I wanted to hook you all up because I care. I care. Feeling good. My Steelers won. One son is at work. The other son's at football practice. And the other son is doing some homework that his butt should have been doing that he didn't finish out. And school ends on Friday. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but we got lax for a little bit, but wifey and I are clamping down. Next semester, no technology during the week. That used to be the rules over here. We got a little lax the last year and a half. Can't get lax. You need discipline. These children are addicted to the iPads and the cell phones. Please believe me. Okay. Oh, welcome. Sagittarius Sun, rising, and Mercury. Okay. So Sag Sun and Lilith and Leo 9th house and the Leo moon. You got to have the spiritual match. Yes. Ah, Okay. Make sure you reach out. Take advantage of the birth chart sale. You'll love a chart reading with me. Okay. You too. Yeah. And let me get back to that drain energy. Sorry. I didn't finish my thought with that. So, oh, you remember Portishead? Woo, thank you. Okay, confirmation. I gave you confirmation, you give me confirmation. But the draining, Scorpio moon can be draining in itself. Mercury shadow period, Uranus retrograde. But a lot of the draining is because the density on this planet is starting to leave. And then honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm not saying you got to do this. I'm letting you know what I'm doing. I'm not making a declaration that I'm not going to eat meat for all of 2026, but I'm starting off the new year and I'm taking a break from all meat. That means fish. I don't eat chicken or pork. I don't eat turkey, although I had to have some turkey soup the last couple of days because my mother-in-law made it. And if you know, I can't, I gotta, wifey's out of town, so I gotta, play nice with my mother-in-law. But I haven't had turkey in years, so it didn't. It tasted good, right? I had some turkey, and then she made it with stuffing, and because she had a turkey, from her community, and she came down, and the wifey had to go out of town, we had a passing in the family, yada 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 yada, right? So, I had to do that, but it didn't really agree with me, And then I've been on a little binge because wifey bought some beef bacon. That sucker was good. So I had a couple days in a row. I ain't gonna lie, probably too much. I OD'd on the beef bacon, but my last hurrah will probably be Christmas dinner. I may do the same as Thanksgiving because wifey put her foot in it in Thanksgiving. So we may do steak and scallops and crab legs. I don't eat the crab legs. I like crab meat, but I just do the scallops and the steak. But pretty much, and then the new year I'm gonna do my black-eyed peas and the collard greens. We don't do any meat, but rice. But I am not going to eat meat. It may be the whole year. It may be to February. I don't know how long, but that's just how I feel. But that's why we're being drained. The separation of the 3D and 5D is increasing. The need for truth and revelation is stronger and bigger than ever. And you may feel it like when you are out in the matrix at work or you go to a store, you may literally, feel like an alien. You're feeling the separation divide. But what is this about? It's a call with the Scorpio moon, trining Saturn and Jupiter. It is really a call for us to increase our spiritual practice. 7 days a week, no days off. Don't ever beat yourself up. Nobody's perfect. Even if you can only do 3 minutes right before bed, I don't want to hear you don't have time, right? What did my Christian thug sister, my half sister used to say? Busy is just being under Satan's yoke. R.I.P. sis, London Taylor. I miss you. She was a Taurus. I've lost so many Tauruses in my life, y'all. My mom, one of my best friends, my roommate from college. Shout out Kwame Dog, and then my sister London. Isn't that weird? And I got Saturn in Taurus, and it's in my 7th house. So I lost these people from the other half. Very upsetting. Very upsetting. But you just have to know that right now we also can't lie to ourselves. That's why Saturn is conjunct Neptune, 25 and 29, about to be 26 degrees, I believe, after the new moon. And remember, Neptune leaves January 26th, goes into Aries till 2039. Get ready. Saturn leaves February 13th to 2029. The exact conjunction is on February 20th. That's the coffee talks coming up. January, I told you I'm doing Bruce Lee for the mini one, and the full one will be Neptune through all 12 houses for all 12 rising signs. You don't want to miss it. 2 hours, $22. Bruce Lee will be $13. February's coffee talks at the 5th year anniversary. Oh my God. I'm going to be doing Saturn in Aries, right? Because what happens is you make a chart for the actual exact transit when it enters, and it tells you the whole 3-year experience by the chart's alignment. You can do that when you guys are going on a trip or a vacation. Okay. You can do it when you're starting your business. I do business birth charts. If any of you guys want to start a new business or have already started and you know the birth time of your business, let me tell you, I mean, I've worked with some huge businesses, but I love doing this work for individual business owners, small businesses, spiritual people. I've worked with all types of businesses. I've done with real estate, property management, a business for glamping, for camps, for tents, Exclusive Tents International. But the website, I hope they're still in business. They should be, exclusivetents.com. They were huge during the pandemic. I did their birth chart. Really sweet people. They were in Belize and in, I think, South Africa or somewhere in Africa. So keep that in mind, business birth charts. Remember right now, until I let you know, you got to go directly with me, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, or I can send you an actual invoice if you want to use your credit card. But you can use the credit card through PayPal too. But if you need to use your credit card, I can send you an invoice through Stripe. So just reach out. If you do not know your birth time, listen, I love rectifying the chart. I just get on the phone with you. I only charge $20 extra, which is very fair. We get on the phone and I ask you questions like a spiritual detective that I am as a Virgo sun, Cat moon, and Scorpio rising, and we figure out the birth time. Remember, the ascendant switches every 2 hours. Now, I like to get more accurate than within 2 hours because I'm just like the astrological nerd like that. And, Virgo, Cat moon, Scorpio rising, I got to get you the truth. I don't knock or talk bad about any astrologers, but you want to do a reading with me because I give you like my whole heart and everything. And the cranium, the Mercury and Mars and Virgo is no joke for problem solving and figuring out the puzzle, because the birth chart is the map of your life and the remembrance of your soul. Okay. Hold on, take this off until I get back to listening to you guys. So, and do the meditation, really notice your breath. Try to go in and out of the nose, right? Don't be a mouth breather. Try to go in and out of the nose, but like really 4 and then hold it and 4. There's different breathing techniques you can do out there. They're all really good, Wim Hof and all the other ones. But, but yeah, the energy is a lot. There's a lot of information overload, especially with a Gemini president, right? All the drama, I mean, even old boy that just passed away, he was going to do a documentary on Trump and Putin. And then his son mysteriously kills him and the wifey. You remember from Family Matters? I mean, All in the Family. Meathead, Rob Reiner, yeah. His father was Carl Reiner, but, very sad, but, and Trump was like celebrating it. Come on, that's no class. I'm not getting into the politics, but, I'm a New Yorker. He's from New York. I know who this cat is. I told you I met him at a GQ party. Very, very big head. The 3 biggest heads I've ever been around: James Caan, the actor from The Godfather, Hugh Grant, and Donald Trump. It's almost like 2 heads in one. It's crazy. Like if they headbutted you, you'd be out cold. 911. What did Flavor say? 911 is a joke. Remember that? So, okay. So that's the energy with that. The Lilith, it's powerful. Respect it, but know that the sign you have it in and the house tells the story of your intuition. It's really strong for intuition in the second house. And the sign, those people, they'll just have your back. They will accept you. They are like your tribe. Okay. Now, Juno and Sagittarius, it's there now. Sagittarius, if you do not know, it's number 1, Virgo's 2, maybe Aquarius is 3, the bachelorette sign. They are slower to marry. A lot of single Sagittarius out there, Virgos, Aquarius too, but a lot. Okay. And so remember, it's like the Don Juan of the zodiac, Don Juanita. And so with Juno's what? It's the asteroid for long-term relationships, commitment, and marriage. Horse and carriage, la fiesta, on the buggy. Remember that joint? What was that? Was that based on Cameron? Oh my God, I hadn't heard that joint in a long time. I never really was a big fan of Cameron and Jim Jones. I'm not, I'm down with Harlem, but I didn't feel their lyrics. I think they were overhyped to me. I did like that joint when Cam was like dissing Jay-Z. What do you say? I'm a writer, not a biter. And all the lyrics that Jay-Z bit off of BigE, Slick Rick, and all the other rappers. I mean, that joint went on forever. God. Now, I get that you could repeat a line or two, I think have I done that? I don't really do that. I've done like, obviously you could take a sample for a hook or stuff like that, but like actually saying another MC's lines. And I never, ever, ever, ever had anybody write rhymes for me. That's fugazi. I don't want to say what I really think about it because that's not was politically correct nowadays. So, I got to stay on my best behavior, but that is some corny ass stuff. I almost wrote some rhymes for some people. I could be a really good ghostwriter, but, I just didn't connect with the right people, opportunities. But I would never let anybody write my rhymes. You know what I'm saying? So, but Juno, it's really a mixture of Venus and Libra. It's about strong long-term relationships, commitment, and marriage. So in Sag, and where it is now in transit, some Sagittarius could be getting married, like I said, over Thanksgiving, the holidays, or the ring on the finger, the proposal. But this is a good, interesting energy because you can marry a Sag sun, moon, rising, or you want to marry somebody with that archetype that really has strong beliefs and philosophies, that they are willing to go on trips and freedom and adventure and hiking and explore, right? My wife's got two of these, right? I told her she should be watching, but I didn't tell her what I was talking about. But she's got Juno and Lilith in Sag, but she got Scorpio in the 7th house, and I'm a Scorpio rising. But her first husband was a Sag. So, so Juno really is an indicator in the chart. If I'm doing a love chart reading for you, I'm looking at the 5th, the 7th house, the Juno, the Venus, the Jupiter, the moon. Sun sign astrology is not for love and relationships, you guys. Any two signs could be together. You need to look at the birth chart. From birth to earth, be blue like a smurf. You know about the blue and the green people, right? Yeah. The copper-colored people, the original color. So that's a whole nother conversation for another episode, another show. I'm going to be doing my year prediction shows, kind of like insights and predictions for all 12 rising signs. You look at the rising first, then you could look at the sun and the moon, but I'll start from Aries and finish at Pisces. I'll probably start working on that this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys watch it and leave a comment for me. The reason why I say this, you guys, because when you comment, it does help the shows grow in the algorithms. And some of my videos got a ton of comments and likes and this and that. And you guys should share them too. Share it on your Facebook, your Twitters, your X's, whatever. And share with your friends and family. But, my original Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn videos, they don't have that many views or comments. Maybe I didn't, I don't know. I mean, I try to put in keywords. I try to, put in hashtag, I don't know the special secret sauce. You guys, you've heard me say it. Your boy just knows hard work. So I'm proud of my 10.3. I know it's not that big. You got people with 70, 200, 300, a million subscribers. That doesn't mean somebody's better or more informed, So, that's that. But, I compete with myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't worry about numbers and stuff like that because you guys are loyal and I love you guys. And, the fact that one of you comes on, it touches my heart. So I'm going to get back to the comments in a second. So remember with the Juno and Sag, though, too, you really want to be evenly yoked. Like if you're both Baptist, you should be both Baptist. If you're both spiritual and into yoga, you should both be. There's nothing wrong with having differences, but you want your beliefs to be aligned. And sometimes that can create divorce. I've seen it. I've seen it with clients, and it's just really hard. If one person's all spiritual, headed towards the 5D, and the other one is like caught up in the matrix and still up in the church or still up in CBS, NBC, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Washington Post, it's a different vibration and frequency. There's no shade, there's no hate, but it can make the love and the marriage challenging. It just can, But that's not my place to tell you to do this and that. And I've never told a client of mine like, yo, get a divorce. Like I'm a big component of marriage. I believe in marriage. I'm not, I'm married once and that's it. I'm married forever. 17 years and going strong. And my wife is not just my soulmate, she's my best friend. So let me check in on the chat. Any questions? Does anybody here happen to have Juno and Sag? Let a brother know. Check the flow. Tic tac toe. Do you guys? Okay, I want to know right now. I'm gonna ask this question, but everybody here, be honest. Who was your favorite rapper of all time? Not the most popular. Like, who do you feel like favorite? But who do you think is like the best? Like when you hear their rhymes, this is their lyricism. I'm not talking about a vibe like the young kids say. Not any of these mumble guys that you can't even understand what the F they're saying. That's not hip hop. Back in the days in the streets, they'd have been slapped in their face and their jaw. I don't like in 2025 that anybody can, get a record deal or anybody can rhyme. You have to understand the culture and the pillars of hip hop, the B-boys, the bombers, the DJs, the MCs, EMCEE, a smooth operator operating correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the scribes and the poets, the real Jedis. Like I said, hip hop is crazily advanced poetry. Fluently is flown in like water, mentally reshaping you just like the New World Order. What's the cause and effect? When I write some good lyrics, it's the sound that you check. No disrespect, but I question your intellect, thinking words don't matter because they spill too fast. You need a listening class because a quality MC, son, will always amaze your ass. And every word that I write is seen the universe twice because I travel the planets making sure that I'm nice. Open up your ears, that's my advice. You know what I'm saying? So just know words matter, at least to me. So comment in there. Who do you like? You like Nas, Biggie, Tupac, Pharoah Monch, MF Doom, J. Cole, Kendrick, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Grandmaster Caz, Melly Mel, Houdini, Eminem, Common, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Yassine Bey, Scarface. Like, who's your, Slick Rick? Who's your favorite? Like, when you hear them spit Pasta Noose, Q-Tip, right? The Trugoy, Dave, Black Thought. Who is your favorite or the best MC? I really want to know. Please tell me, because I like talking about hip hop. I love good hip hop. All right, let me listen to your comments. And then we're going to get to the part of fortune in Sag. Let me know if anybody has Juno. And there was another person that said their big three. I felt like I did you before. I got to see what it is again. I think you said Cap, Aqua, and something else. Hey, Sea Turtle. How you doing? Thank you for supporting Stars and Cars Lounge. Yes. Thank you. All the time. And alkaline water, you want the alkaline state in your body, in your gut. It's your second brain. Thank you, Sea Turtle. Yeah, those crowded sidewalks. I feel you. There's something about solitude, you guys, especially in the energy and the frequencies on this planet right now. Yes, I'm doing book signings in AZ at Missy's Mysteries, and I might go to the astrology store in Glendale. I gotta connect with them and see. Yeah, I'm doing stuff in AZ. Empty head. What's that? Oh, thank you, Sea Turtle. Oh, Sea Turtle. Are you booking a chart reading with me? I hope you do. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Oh, Rakim. Yeah, Rakim is top two to me. Karis One and Rakim. Tupac. Okay. So, okay, this is my thing about Tupac, and I want you to see if you agree. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be honest. I think Tupac was a better actor than he was a rapper as an MC. Now, don't get me wrong. He was dope. But one thing that Tupac brought to the game, so when you hear a track, Tupac would layer it 3 times. So that's why it gave him the voice and I want you to see. The mama didn't understand how I had to be, you know what I mean? But it was so layered, right? But most times when you go in the studio, MCs back in the days, it was all like, you would layer it twice. Tupac brought in doing it 3 times. De La Soul brought in doing like a hook 3 times. So, a little hip hop history, but Pac is dope. I mean, listen, when you get to the pen, I'm going to tell you something. Nobody phonically delivers bars in a rhyme better than Pharoah Monch. I don't know if you know him from his Organized Confusion days. And then one of the best songs is Oh No, with Pharoah Monch. It was from the Lyricist Lounge soundtrack. Pharoah Monch and Mos Def. Oh no, when they dog, guess who stepped in the door? Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, that track gets me so freaking hyped. I'm gonna have to do an IG and TikTok live and play that joint and just see me black out. I'm gonna get back to doing my lives on IG during the day. Used to do it for a little bit, lunch with Eric. That was fun. I stopped it because I was just so busy with this book. But afterwards, I'm gonna get back to it. And I'm trying to go. Not trying. Oh, Trying by De La Soul. Trying. One of the best written. Let me tell you something. Balloon Mind State. Do you guys know that album from De La Soul? When it comes to poetry and allegories, like I'm not hating on it, but I don't love like the metaphorical freaks MC where every rhyme is just a metaphor. To me, it's cutesy, right? It's like pizzazz. It gets a little boring though to me. I like De La Soul and Tribe, right? Because you had to like comb through each bar to find the hidden meaning. Like that's art, that's poetry, that's being an MC. To say something that's not obvious, like Redman. Eric Sherman was on an interview recently on Fat Joe and Jadakiss's show, and he said straight up, he goes, "When I met Redman, he was the DJ for Do It All from Lords of the Underground. Lord Chief Rocker, number one Chief Rocker." And Redman, he said, "I float like a butterfly and I sting like the rock group." He didn't say I sting like Muhammad Ali or sting like Ali, right? He said like the not obvious thing, sting, right? He was with the police, but he said, "I float like a butterfly, I sting like the rock group," right? And then I guess, he didn't say what his other bars were after that. But see, that's a play on words and like something that's not obvious. That's MCing or Rakim, right? With the 7 MCs. And I put them in a line and 7 MCs get ate up at the same time, and that's 21 MCs. Like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I don't care who you bring up. Tupac, Nas, Biggie, Jadakiss, Black Thought, Logic, Mos Def. I don't think any of them, Kendrick, J. Cole, I really don't think line for line, bar for bar, nobody can touch Karis One and Rakim. Those are, to me, they're on their own island. Coogee Rap and Nas, everybody else, they're going to that island. Black Thought, Benny the Butcher, some of these new cats, Dave East. I give love where love is due. Eminem. Who do you think had the better verse on Renegade? Jay-Z or Nas? Because Jay's verse is getting disrespected. Jay's verse was bananas. It's just that, Eminem came in, let me politic and kick it for a minute. Politician. Eminem, you don't want to battle that dude. Listen, I wouldn't mess with him. And let me tell but I'll tell you, back in the days when I was at Maryland, I used to rhyme and rhyme with Cannabis. And I felt Cannabis destroyed LL Cool J. I was a bias because, I rhymed with him and I knew him. I'm saying I haven't spoken to him since college days, but I mean, he was a young monster. I think we're only like a year or two apart. I think I was a little bit older than him when I was at Maryland, but we used to rhyme and cipher all the time. We met at the radio station, WMUC, the Muck. So a lot of MCs just come down, I ciphered and been around cats like OC. I missed the Fugees because I didn't want to go see those cats and I should have gone and seen Lauryn Hill. But like OC is underrated. One of the Time's Up, one of the greatest hip hop songs ever. You lack the minerals and vitamins, the Leviathan show. Their Time's Limited, Hard Rocks too, and Slick Rick. So But yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm bouncing around or whatever, but I just had to get on that little hip hop thing because I could talk about hip hop all day. Um, Trying to think, I want to give you somebody who's underrated. Who's like the most underrated MC? I think Redman's very underrated. DMX was dope, but see, I'll be honest with you, I don't like when people curse so much because I think with all the words in the world, it's lazy to use a curse word when you're writing. Because I'm a real MC, and I'm gonna tell you, like, there's other words to use. Now, the curse gives you the emphasis and the pow, but some cats they overdo the cursing, and I don't vibe with it. But that's me. I mean, I get it. Some of y'all be like, "Oh, I don't care about an F bomb or MF or whatever," you know what I'm saying? But like MF Doom. Do you guys know MF Doom? Incredible, Black Thought, incredible lyrical giants. So, but yeah, Tupac, a better actor to me than MC. I think he had a lot of passion. And what I loved about Pac, my favorite song from him was, and it's based on a true story. He read in a New York newspaper when he was doing Above the Rim, or was it Juice? I think he was doing Above the Rim. Brenda's Got a Baby, the first album. To me, that's still his best album, the first album. Tupac, was that Tupacalypse? Um, but some of the stuff, I don't know. I don't know if it was his voice or the flow. I don't know. And I will admit, I'm a little biased as a New York MC, East Coast bias, and really a New York bias. I didn't like the first Outkast album. I'm guilty. Did I get on board later on? Yeah. But I felt like they also got better. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Southern Playlist again. I was like, but like Aquemini and some of the other joints, Andre is no joke. And then he got some sort of condition where he couldn't perform anymore, and then him and Big Boy separated. Now that album he just did with the flute, that was absurd. Like he stole money from people for that and won a Grammy for that foolishness. It was terrible, terrible. So let me check in before we get to Part of Fortune and Sag. Anybody else besides the one person that said Rakim? I know the rest of you guys like somebody in hip hop. And maybe you tell me your favorite rock and roll singer or your favorite R&B soul singer, your groups. I'm just, it's almost Chris. Now remember, 19th is Sagittarius new moon. If you guys want to join the tribe, $23 a month for the premium, $10 a month. It's it's in the description down below, www.community.BigEAstro.com. This Friday night, we have Portia Cooper coming to the tribe for our 14th tribe meeting. Portia Cooper is going to be talking about crypto and precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, but connecting it to your numerology. It's going to be a powerful, and she gave a whole discount for a whole series teaching you about crypto. Our tribe meetings are off the chart, and we're going to have, I can't wait for, January, February, like I'm already planning them out, different people coming to present. We have 2 tribe meetings a month. If you do the premium, you get discounts from all of my services, 10% off, 20% from Sabale Pure, and discounts from all my different podcast guests, including like Rebecca Videnoff, Victoria Richardson, different people, and Joy Baker. But also, and she'll be on in January, I think January 13th or 15th. I may have one more guest before the year's out, the writer, New York Times bestseller. He writes like spiritual sci-fi stuff, Brandon Ellis. He's supposed to be coming on the 20th, but I may have to switch it again. He was going to come on like, just because there's just so much going on. We had a passing in the family and stuff, wifey, and it's been a lot. So, but I'll keep you updated because, that's this Saturday and I haven't gotten information from him yet. And, I can't make the nice little graphics like wifey can. So, I want to present him in the best light. So maybe better to have him come on in the beginning of the year in January. But Part of Fortune. I'm going to read these last comments and then get to the Part of Fortune in Sagittarius. And, while I'm here, I'm in a good mood. You guys can ask me all types of astrology questions. But first, we got to take care of this business. Give me your favorite hip hop or any singer, pop, R&B, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, old school Tina Turner, Madonna. When we had real icons in the 80s, not the Fugazi ones now. Don't even get me on that Taylor Swift. I cannot. She is terrible. Not necessarily a good person either. But anywho. All right, let's check it out. Ooh, I'm a little opinionated today. Be nice, Eric. Be nice, Eric. Sea Turtle. Such a great name, Sea Turtle. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button for me. Ooh, Mac Lethal. Okay. I don't know Mac Lethal. I'll have to check it out. Okay. Young. You've been listening to who lately? Yeah, more poetry. That's why I like De La Soul. It's more poetic. Oh, yeah, yeah. But who from Wu Tang? You know who my favorite is from Wu Tang? The Jizza. Bone Thugs. Okay, they're dope. They're dope. Rough Riders. Okay. Who though? Do you like? Oh, Eve was dope. Do you like Styles P or do you like Jada? Styles P is a little deeper, but Jada's bars are good. Did you hear when Jada destroyed 50 Cents? Oh my God, I remember that. That was so dope. And Jada is a bar animal. Love Jada and Styles P. And Chic Lucha's no joke too. They had a little comeback joint. I don't think they did a full album or not though. That Clips album is mean. Ooh, Pusha T. Pusha T has gotten better over the years. Like he's gotten better. Kanye's pretty good. I like Kanye as a producer better than an MC, but he's first 3 4 albums classics. Probably first 5. I don't think what we're seeing now after he disappeared after all the controversy and then married that woman, he came back. It didn't look like Kanye. His face structure looked different, and he looked totally. Kanye is like 5'9". This guy looked like he was 6 feet. So I don't know who they tried to fool. I think Kanye is trapped in like a room that's all white somewhere, and I think they cloned him. He said, "If I ever go away and come back, it may not be me." He said it, and yeah, because you notice the last 2 albums were all about Jesus, and then when he came back, he started rhyming with like Playboy Cardi and these young people that are all into like demonic stuff. That wasn't Kanye. Come on. How you gonna go from like you're doing church on Sundays, everything's about Jesus, you're doing these deep songs about your mom because you probably had her iced or whatever, and then you gonna come back and rhyme about like all this demonic stuff? Did you guys fall for that? And now he's not even with that girl that he's supposedly married, and people are like at the Oscars, oh, he's abusing her, whatever they were saying. Come on, y'all. You have got to realize that if it's on the television, there's such deception and they lie to you. I hope you guys really get that. You know what I mean? I don't know. This third eye has always been open and I just see through a lot of the BS. And this is way before Epstein and Diddy. See, I went to University of Maryland. I knew when I was down there that everybody in DC, they had a wife, a mistress, and a prostitute. And then I can't verbally say about Hollywood, but it was 3 things too that are very clear. And casting couch stuff, all that's real. The Me Too movement finally came up, and I knew about most of that stuff when it was announced. I knew about Diddy way back in the days. You know what I'm saying? I met him once on the movie Made, and just the energy. That's not yeah. And I did his chart October of 2024 at Coffee Talk. I got to see if I can find it or whatever. But I just don't even really want to focus on him or that Matrix 3D stuff, because even 50 Cent releasing that, you think 50 is that much different from Diddy just because he's calling him out? You heard what Jaguar Wright said, right? She was like, 50 wants to get rid of Jay and Diddy so he could just move in their spot. And I kind of feel that. Now, 50 is good at dissing people. What he did to Ja Rule was the funny, like 50's first album. It's one of the best hit, was it Die Trying or something? Like that's one of the 50's first album. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, Big Daddy Kane. That's my birthday brother. Virgo MCs, we up there. We in the top 3. I think the best it's probably Gemini, Aquarius, Virgo, and Libra. Those are the top 4. If I had to pick a 5th sign, I'd maybe give it a Sag, because you got DMX, Jay, and Mos Def, and Nicki. They're all barred up. But Geminis, you got Tupac, Biggie, Jadakiss, Kanye. There's so many others that I'm not even, you know what I mean? Like, there's a long list of Gemini MCs. The Libras, you got Snoop, Black Thought, Eminem, Lil Wayne. They're no joke. Virgos, you got E Complete, Rugged and Raw, Jay Styles, Big Daddy Kane, Nicki D, Ludacris got bars, Exhibit got bars, Dougie Fresh, he's more about the party, you know what I mean? But the Nas, come on. Beyonce had bars in that hip hop opera on MTV. You remember that? But she's not Michael Jackson. Stop it. Come on, man. There's only one Mike. There's 3 Mikes. Jordan, Tyson, Jackson, anyone. Now, Muhammad Ali is the greatest boxer of all time, then Mike Tyson. Now, I like Sugar Ray and Hagler, but talking about heavyweights. So, all right, you guys ready for the part of fortune? Hold on, I feel like I missed that one person with the Capricorn. Why is this? This thing is reading to me in another language. I don't know why it does that. It's like reading to me in Dutch or something. Oh my God. So it's going through everything now. I went all the way back to the beginning. So bear with me for a second. I wanted to do the big 3 for that one person, and I don't feel like putting on my reading glasses to get all close to the camera to read it. You guys know I'm legally blind, so that's why I do the thing when I do it by myself, so I could hear the comments. You know what I'm saying? So, but this 9, E Complete, Life Path 9, Universal 9 year. You understand? But I want you to use the fuel of Mars and Capricorn going into this new year. Gregorian calendar, the real new year is March 21st. But Mars and Capricorn can help us build our legacy, our public image, our reputation, build your business. Use that energy. Mars and Capricorn is exalted. So this is a great time from now until towards I think the end of January. Okay. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Look at your house where Capricorn is and tap into that. Okay. I'm laughing back. Key, you're like, oops, Biggie, big R, Biggie. See, it's right back there. BIGE, the 5th letter. Nice, making the cheddar. So sorry, I just want to listen to see the other big 3 that somebody share. So you're 50 and you haven't found, you need that spiritual connection. That's really important. I hope you don't feel as drained after you watch this episode with me and I hype you up. And put a little minerals and salt in your water. That will help too, okay? And Key, you should definitely reach out and get a birth chart reading. Okay. You need to connect more, Key, with your crystals and herbs too. The Cancer Moon in 8th house. Crystals and herbs are really good for you. Aqua, Sun, Moon, Cap Rising. Okay. I got it. I don't need to listen anymore to all the other stuff. I'm going to check the bottom at the end, the last couple of comments. But Cap, Sun, Aquarius, Moon, and Rising. Hopefully you're still here. So with the Cap Rising, your subconscious mind is Sagittarius, 12th house. You really want to just have freedom and travel the world and learn about cultures, religions, everything. That's who you really are. The Cap Rising, you feel this obligation of work hard, play hard, get married, have 2 kids, the dog, the white picket fence. That's Cap Risings. Cap Risings usually have darker eyes, and it's Saturn is your chart ruler. So locate Saturn, whatever house that's in, that will show major themes of life for you. The aqua sun, moon, and Venus in the second house, your intuition is off the charts. You have karmic debt to pay off to mom and dad. The the Aquarius moon, mom could have been emotionally detached. Maybe she was working outside the house. She wasn't warm and fuzzy. Here's some cookies and some milk and a sandwich. You know what I mean? But Aquarius moons, I collect them at Coffee Talk, and Aquarius moons are super intelligent, but you have to pour your modern ruler, Uranus, you're pouring out the higher wisdom and knowledge. It's the fixed air sign, but it's the water bearer, but it's the waters of the firmament higher consciousness. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Right? So think about that. There's something you should be teaching your mother about intuition, about meditation, about esoteric occult knowledge. Maybe she's not into it. With Aquarius sun, there's something probably around food or energy or frequency that you need to pay off to dad, maybe even buying something for mom and dad. But there's paying off karma with the Aquarius. Scorpio, you hit to break generational curses. Venus in the second house, Venus Aquarius is all into like stuff like my wife makes, Sabale Pure, organic, vegan body and skincare. You could be a pescatarian, a vegetarian, a vegan. You may try different diets. You may be into colors and sound frequency and all that stuff, but your intuition's off the charts and you're going to feel more magnetic. You got to do a parasite cleanse. Pluto's in your second house in Aquarius until 2044. Do you want some more? Right? Rough, rugged, and raw, straight to the jaw. Lyrics are wow, like the mighty Thor. But just know that with Pluto in the second house, your speech is going to be magnetic. You may want to earn your money through AI and the technology. You may want to teach about the esoteric occult knowledge. You could be really good with research, science, automation, robotics, coding. But I'm telling you got to connect to those crystals. And until 2044, you're going to have different values and all that stuff. And then your self-worth is going to be really tapped into the astrology and numerology that you learn. Soul contracts, Akashic records, tarot. You may be into all of that stuff. Okay. So I hope that helps. And I hope you're still here to receive that. And I don't remember your name, but I did get the rising and the sun, moon, and Venus. Escuchen. Let me just check this out. And then we're going to get to part of fortune in Sag. And hope. Yes, mainstream. Patricetta, you're right. Mainstream media is a joke. More so than 911, but 911 too. Oh, Slaughterhouse? You know about that? Okay, now you're talking hip hop. Okay. Thank you, I'm on fire. I appreciate that. I love it too. I love all of y'all more than you could ever imagine. Uh uh-uh. Oh, so that was you, Patricetta. Okay. Cap Sun, Aquarius Moon. Make sure you teach your mom. Oh, thank you, Key. I thank you too. We'll definitely reach out. Take advantage of these sales, you guys, please. And these are great holiday gifts for people too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hmm. I lost my dad at age 6. I'm 55. Honestly, you guys, my whole life, imagine a 6-year-old boy losing his dad. Everything I do has been for my dad and God my whole life. At 6 years old, I knew and felt that I was responsible to take care of my mother and my sister. My sister was 11. And my father was murdered. I was 6. That's a hard burden for a young boy to carry, but I guess this is sort of the karmic path my soul chose. And then my mom was shot in the head, left for dead at age 7, and she survived. Harlem Girl. I was talking about it on Lloyd's show last night. Harlem Girl. My mom was tough, man. Taurus, Pisces moon, Pisces rising. My father, Gotta go soon. But my father, Aries sun, Leo moon, Scorpio rising. I mean, Leo rising, Scorpio moon, Aries sun. You know what's interesting? So none of my sister's chart, but in my chart, you could see my father's murder. And what's wild is that my father had a big stellium in Aries. My mother had a huge stellium in Taurus, and I got a huge stellium in Virgo. When you have stelliums in one sign, and I have my Scorpio stellium on my ascendant, not really, but 3 planets, right? But the Neptune's far away from the Venus and Jupiter. But just know when you have those big stelliums, sometimes when transits come in, like the South Node, been hitting on my Virgo placements. That's why I've been going through these health issues, right? Got to have a scope on my elbow. They want to do another surgery on my ankle. That would be surgeries 14 and 15 for your boy. Do you know I've had the full stigmata? Remember that movie Stigmata? But the only thing I haven't done is my knees, and God willing, my knees are good. I got 2 cortisone shots in them in 2021, 2020, 2022, and 2025. So I'm done with that. They said the most you should have is 3 in a lifetime. They say you could do more cortisone shots if you're a senior and you're just in a lot of pain and you don't have much time left. But they told me I'm young. I'm 55. I know it's not really young, but I feel young. Honestly, shoot, come on. Most people meet me, they're like, oh, you're like 42, 44. I'm like, no, I'm 55. So, that's that Venus on the ascendant, you know what I'm saying? And the hair, face, and body oil for Sabale Pure. Go to wifey's site, www.sabalipure.com, sabalepure.com. My wife has got, trace mineral deodorant, organic tooth powder, takes away morning breath, seasonal lip balms, and hair, face, body oil. But join the tribe. Come, meet Portia Cooper, the community, a lot of the people. Although I don't see any really of my tribe members here tonight, that many or anybody, but the tribe, it is so dope. It's like a buddy boss. It looks like a Facebook, and we have different topics and subjects from business. You can promote your own business, right? And when you join groups, they're like, oh, don't spam and don't share. No, I want you to promote your business. I want people to network and connect. That's my heart. I want us all to win. I think all of you are super dope and amazing. And when I tell you about yourself in a chart reading, I'm not lying or giving you fluff. We all have spiritual gifts. We just have to remember. They call that the junk DNA. Remember the Anunnaki or the Greys, probably the Anunnaki, took us from 12-strand DNA to 2-strand DNA. We're supposed to live like 120 years and beyond. But that's, goes back to the supposed fall and all this other stuff. But it's about the DNA. Right? They turned off the telomeres. That's what's awakening now. So that's why this thing is so dense. There's nothing wrong for you to feel drained and exhausted and tired. That's also sometimes ascension syndromes. So stay on your spiritual path, think positive and be optimistic with the Sagittarius new moon energy. Go back and watch that video, and really, we have an opportunity to really manifest, but quantum leap into a new version of ourselves. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, and that trine to Saturn, that is really like cementing in your new spiritual beliefs and philosophies. 7 days a week, no days off. The best days to work out: Mars, Tuesday, upper body. I did some stuff today. Thursday, Jupiter, hips and thighs, jump rope, hiking, whatever, leg press. Saturday is Saturn. Saturn is your bone structure, right? And so Saturday, you could do more machines. If you want to work out 5 days a week, you add Wednesday, Mercury, cross training, running, jump rope, yoga, stretching, hiking, walking. We should really walk 30 minutes a day every day. I get, at least sometimes 5 to 20 minutes in every day. But I do some walking when I take breaks from working, and I ground in earth and nature by my tree. That works for me. Different things may work for you. I'm never going to tell you what works for me will work for you, but I give you suggestions, right? Some people, I like meditating, toning, light language, which is speaking in tongues, right? I have that ability to speak in tongues. 99, I became a born again Christian, and I got baptized in 2000, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. And maybe if you listen closely, I've put it already in a rhyme. But, understand that, we're so much more than they've tried to tell us. They don't want you to know that, God's not outside of you, God's within you. They don't want you to know your spiritual gifts, they're already there. You just have to tune into the frequency, align your chakras, meditate, pray, all that stuff. Breath work is important. So the other days, Wednesday and Sunday. Sunday, why do you think the NFL plays on Sunday? Sun. Sun gives life. And even from my Caucasian people, right? The sun won't burn you, especially if you don't put on the suntan lotion. That's what gives you the skin cancer. But sun gazing at sunrise and sunset, it activates the melanin in your body. And yes, even Europeans have melanin. It's just different, right? Than the copper colored and the brown, people. It's different types of melanin, right? We have the neuromelanin. And so we are the people of the sun. That's why, most Black folks don't like winter and the cold, right? I hated that in New York. Been to Chicago, been to Colorado. I'm like, ooh, it's too cold. Wifey want to move back to Colorado. I was like, no, Arizona. We looked at New Mexico and Vegas, but not as much education and a little bit more culture out here near Phoenix, right? But although Scottsdale, the culture is not so, it's kind of lacking, Lucy. But but had clean and good schools. When you're moving from New York and you don't know a state, and I've been to Arizona once. Ironically, when I was in Maryland, I had a girlfriend who went to ASU, so I came out here. Okay, excuse me. And but I want you guys to retire from negative self-talk. Virgo South Node, the Node and Pisces North Node. More compassion, empathy, grace, and mercy for yourself first. Then to your kids and your spouse. Oh, I think my son's home from football practice. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really important to tune in to the frequencies. And the 4 highest frequencies are authenticity, love, gratitude, and joy. CEOs and corporations, they're bringing in things to try to have their working staff do 30 minutes of some sort of joy or play, because it activates the heart chakra and that creativity, right? Where Venus is exalted, Venus is in its planetary joy in the 5th house. And the 5th house is not Leo, but it's associated to Leo. But the 5th house is your heart chakra, right? And that reflects back, right? The same energy that we use to make a child, 5th house, first child and children. That's that same energy to create like a song or a rhyme or a poem or sculpting or a painting, right? But that's how like Leo and Pisces have that interesting connection in Libra. That's why Venus is exalted in Pisces, but it reflects back to God, source, creator. So remember, the heart is electromagnetic, just like the fruit, right? We're really frutivores. Definitely not carnivores, maybe omnivores, but we're really frutivores. And the fruit is the H3O. Look at our tongues. I have a big tongue. But think about the water, right? We don't have a tongue like a dog to drink the water. We're supposed to get our hydration from the fruits. And most of the time, we don't have natural living spring water. So you can put the minerals, you could put the Celtic sea salt in your water. If you can get the living water, and if you buy water, no plastic, buy it from a glass bottle. Capiche? So any last comments, any last rappers? You guys like Slick Rick? Do you guys know about Cool G Rap? The cool gangster of rap? All my manpower for $4 an hour. Rikers Island, Rose to the Riches, Talk Like Sex. Remember Heavy D? Grand Poobah, Brand Nubian. My cousin grew up with Sadat X, and I used to hang out with Lord Jamal when we worked on Oz together. Your boy, I used to be on Oz, Sopranos, Third Watch, New York Undercover, Law and Order, Welcome to New York. Got my own movie. It's called Hate the Game. When I wrote it, it was Final City. The producers changed it. I casting director, second AD, co-star, wrote it, kind of co-wrote it, but really wrote it. But it's Hate the Game. It's on Fandango. I think when we released it in 2005, it's a blockbuster Hollywood video. But and I'm not saying they stole it, but the TV show Empire, very much like our our show, Hate the Game. We were going to do it as a series, but we didn't get enough funding. And we had like a connection through, I think, Kevin Bacon's brother or whatever. My boys got some money and whatever. So we took the 2 episodes we shot together and just made it into a movie. Showtime had interest, but they said we didn't have enough big name actors. I had Steph Lover in it, though, at the time when she kind of dissed Funk Flex. Remember all that controversy? If you're from New York or hip hop head, you know. Steph Lover was in it and a bunch of like working actors in New York City. And we had Redman's producer. He was in a little scene. Oh God, something with an R. I forgot his name. So you know, we it's pretty good. It's pretty good because we, you know, a lot of people talk about making their own movie, but we didn't just talk it. We got it done. We shot guerrilla film style, no licensing, all through all 5 boroughs in New York City. It was freaking dope. All right, so let me check your last comments. And I worked on One Life to Live, and you know, I almost made it on A Living Color, and then they canceled the show. Worked on Saturday Night Live, House of Buggin'. I had John Leguizamo cracking up. He's brilliant, very talented and funny. I was politicking, talking to Will Ferrell. No, I did not like Tracy Morgan. Every time I was in a sketch that he was in, it got canceled and didn't make it to the live show because he's funny like stand-up, but he's not naturally funny. There's differences with humor, right? I'm not a stand-up comic. I was going to try it when I turned 50, and then obviously the pandemic hit. But I could probably do stand-up, but I'm more like a sketch comic. Like I'm a comedic actor, like Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? I can morph into any character, like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? Those are my idols. So that's kind of my niche. You know what I'm saying? And also was doing my own sketch comedy show with some people out in New Jersey called Video Bandits. But we're trying to get picked up by Comedy Central, but they didn't pick us up. But the producer, he always had to put his wife in all these sketches, and she wasn't that funny. Go figure. It's okay, though. I get to do comedy and rhymes for you guys through my astrology. So any last comments? I'm almost bugging. Part of Fortune. Okay, let me just check these comments. I'll finish with Part of Fortune. Then I got to go watch the Knicks and I got to have some dinner and watch the Knicks in the Cup. It's kind of corny, but the Knicks Spurs is a good matchup, and I want my Knicks to win something. So we can win the chip this year, especially if we trade for Giannis. So the Part of Fortune is about spiritual or financial blessings that usually happen around the age of 30. And I'll explain it in Sagittarius in a second. But also when you get to other timing techniques like zodiacal releasing, Part of Fortune is more connected to health. Okay. Hey, Gina Moranami. Welcome. Hell yeah. I don't know what the hell yeah is for, but that's right. Hell yeah. Oh, any tips for blocked energies in the knees? That's ruled by Capricorn. Okay, I'm gonna get to that. Hold that thought. Oh, God bless you too. We got to find another word though, because bless is like be less. And they say saying bless is like a curse. So divine providence is a better word to use. We are one. Yes. And I'm gonna get back to the knees in a second. I'm just listening. Oh gosh, yes, Guru. Okay, so I met Guru in DC outside his club. You know, he's a little short, 5'8", stocky. But Guru, hard to earn, fake MCs that want to act hard, but won't walk the streets without the bodyguard. I hate fake MC. Yo, Guru, oh my God. Madison Square, shot a fair one. They called me the sergeant, 5'8", you know, yo, Guru got bars for days with his Boston self. And Primo was from Texas. And then they came together in Brooklyn. Love Gangstar, yo. Jasmine Taz was dope too. Matter of fact, Donald Byrd was on Jasmine Taz, and he was in a relationship with one of my mom's good friends that she used to teach with, Donald Byrd. I almost met him, but you know. So, okay. The knees. Look where you have Capricorn, but one thing with the knees, you could put castor oil on them and then wrap it up. And then some people try the remedy of avocado pits with like alcohol and you let it sit for like, I think 72 hours, and then spray it on your knees and rub it in. I heard that really helps. I tried it. I had a little relief. But, Capricorn rules the skin, fingernails, spine, and the knees. So even connecting and getting the frequencies, the Schumann resonance from Gaia Mother Earth, that can help the knees. Put bare feet and palms in the ground out in nature. And also we can transmute some of our pains into the trees. Talk to the trees. Yo, I'm a hip hop New York City kid. At 55, I talk to trees. It's because it works. I'm a Virgo. I need proof, evidence. I don't do nothing that don't work. But like I said, it may not work for you, but try it. You may like it, like Mikey, right? Like Mikey with the cereal. But yeah, try the castor oil. Castor oil in the belly button helps you to sleep better at night too. And it's good to put on the skin. Okay. Castor oil is like magic. But the avocado pits with alcohol, spray that on the knees, and you could wrap like a saran wrap over your knee at night and put the castor oil, and also the onions. You guys know about the onions on the feet? Remember, the feet connect to all your organs. That's reflexology. So you could cut onions and put them on your feet and then wrap your feet up, or wrap it up and then put your sock over it. And that can help release toxins too. But to be honest, with Pluto and Aquarius, I'm telling you now, we all need to do parasite cleanses. Let me wrap up with finishing up part of fortune. So in Sagittarius, your wisdom, your teaching. Remember, Sag is the teacher, preacher, professor, the guru, shaman. So when you share your wisdom and knowledge and you're teaching others and you're expanding your mind, Sagittarius is the most dogmatic sign, so it can be very dogmatic. That won't serve you over time. Sagittarius can be arrogant and blunt. They can exaggerate, but Sagittarius and part of fortune is going to be about your higher wisdom and knowledge. That's going to give you spiritual and financial blessings. So look at what house it's in your chart and just peep that. But remember, I told you with Zodiacal releasing, part of fortune is connected to health. Spirit is connected to your career, and Eros is connected to your love, sweet love. Oh, so I want to ask you guys real quick before I go. Would you guys like to watch a series of me explaining, not in a nasty way, because I'm classy, but sex in astrology? So I would base it on the rising sign and talk about your 12th house, your 5th house, and your 8th house. Would you like that? And I'll do other iterations. I would do that first, but then I would also do maybe like the sex relationship. I've already done How to Love. Watch that series. That's good. Like How to Love a Sag, How to Love a Capricorn. Not enough people know about that, but you got to explore my playlist. I mean, my inner Rihanna has come out on my YouTube channel. You see, I put in work. You could see your entire chart through my channel, but you still got to get a chart reading. That's where the magic happens, and I put it all together. And I don't just do a basic chart reading. I give you tips for healing your inner child. I do work to help you reprogram the subconscious mind, and I got special secret tips to connect in the spiritual realm with the dream book. You're not just getting a basic chart reading when you connect with BigEAstro. I hope you know that. I hope you really do know that. This guy, BigEAstro, this black guy, he does the astrology. He's really good. He knows that I'm a Gemini with a Sag moon. But so anywho, I hope you guys would really have a wonderful night. I may come on Thursday. I may not. I may not come back on till Saturday. I may have a guest Saturday, Brandon Ellis, but I may push it back to January. But this is 408. I'm going to try to get to 411, 410 or 411 for the years out. So at least you'll see me on the podcast or the live, 3 more times. I may release a video for the winter solstice, so check that out. I already did my Sag new moon, but just know with this energy from Third Eye Atlas, I don't know what's truth or this and that or whatever, but I know that we're not alone. And I don't know if the aliens or spaceships or whatever is just beyond the ice wall. I don't necessarily know if there is such a thing of like quote unquote outer space. I think it may be all within the firmament. I don't know. You guys share your thoughts and opinions, right? None of us really know. I mean, I can tell you, being flatline dead on the other side in coma for 40 days, I saw a lot of things. I saw some things in the future, especially with technology. I saw things in the spiritual realm. And don't ever get it twisted. I want you guys to really understand this. Pure evil, I don't know if the devil or Satan is real. demonic energies and people are real, but pure evil exists on this planet. And maybe some of you know because you've experienced it, but yes, pure evil is real. Okay, and it is what it is. They seem like they're getting away with things in this lifetime, but there's always karma to pay in the spiritual realm. Okay, and I can tell you when I was in coma and what got me out, and I said it 3 times. I called on God, Jesus, my mom, my wife, and my 4 sons 3 times, and I got out of a situation, which was like one of the last things before I awakened for good on October 16th. I awakened first on October 13th, day 37. They put me in restraints. Didn't even, and I didn't know this. They didn't even call my wife to let her know I awakened. Her freaking husband was out for 37 days, 40 days total, but 37 days. They didn't let her know, Mrs. Taylor, your husband woke up last night. And they put restraints on me. Went back to coma land. I was so angry and frustrated. They thought I was trying to pull out the vent or the breathing tube through the trach. See, I got my little scar still. But I had my locks, they weren't as long, but I was trying to wipe the sweat off my brow. I was so weak, I couldn't barely lift up my hand. I was plugged up, and I can't believe I went through that, y'all. But it was a soul contract. It's what my soul selected. It was really up-leveling, and my intuitive and spiritual gifts have increased. So when I'm reading your chart, sometimes I'll get visions and downloads of like your North Node Sagittarius first house or your Aquarius Venus in the second house. Like I'll just like get a vision of you doing something that's describing that energy. And sometimes it's beyond my astrological knowledge. Like it's very humbling. Like my readings are on a whole nother level. Okay. And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm just sharing the reality and the truth, But I've been on the other side. Day 39, I woke up again. Now, remember, I'm waking up at night. When I woke up day 39 or night 39, they put restraints on me again, this time even tighter. And I was thinking, where's my family? And I felt like I was trapped. I was like, am I ever going to get out of here? So I went back to coma land. And then I woke up October 16th, my new spiritual birthday. When I was born again, that was Aquarius season in February. And then Libra season is when I awakened. So it's like there's some connection with the air signs with me. So, and they're in my water houses. There's a Scorpio rising. That's probably why. Libra 12th, Aquarius 4th, Gemini 8th. Those are the spiritual houses. So maybe that's why. And just so you guys know, whatever rising sign you are, like the Cancer Moon 8th house, Sag rising, I think that's for you, Key, spiritual one or whatever. You got to understand that. Okay, 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. The 4th house you can see in transit, not in the birth chart. No astrologer or anybody should ever predict death. That's only for God. But in the 4th house, in transit, we can see the end of the mother's life. In the 8th house, in transit, we can see the end of the father's life. And in the 12th house, we see the end of the road, endings, the end of your own life. When my mom passed away while I was in coma, she's a Pisces rising. Saturn was in the 12th house in Aquarius. She literally died in the hospital. 12th house is hospitals. At that same time, Aquarius 4th house, Scorpio rising, Saturn was in my 4th house. Right? Saturn is like the indicator. Now, there's other things in the chart that you can see death. And I remember to watch that episode with Laura Bruno when she explained on my anniversary, she was breaking down near-death experiences, and she's doing an astrology book on NDEs, and I'm in it. I'm in her Moon chapter and her Mars chapter. So I'll let you know when that's out. She's a brilliant astrologer. She'll be coming on sometime in January too, talk about 2026. So the other thing is the 8th house. The sign in the 8th house is sexually and physically attracted to you. So I have Gemini there. I dated a ton of Geminis when I was single. So glad I married my Pisces, but definitely connected with a lot of Geminis, Libras, and Aquarius. And now I know why, because of those water houses. And I dated a lot of Leos. And I'm going to tell you guys another tips and tricks, right? The sign before you. So I'm a Virgo. The sign before me, Leo. I am to teach life lessons to Leos. But as a Virgo, I'm supposed to learn life lessons from the sign after me, and that's Libra. And then when I look back at my life, the Leos didn't listen. Go figure. But except for my kids, hopefully they're listening, my Leo twins. But I did learn, not all Libras, but there were a couple of Libras who really, they taught me some deep things. So it's definitely true. So think about that in your life, whatever sign you are, right? Like my Aquarius friend, think about you're supposed to learn from Pisces and you're supposed to teach Capricorns. So just, think about these different things, you guys. I hope this was educational and fun. Part of fortune is Sag. A lot of it is going to be about your knowledge, your beliefs. Maybe you have a blessing when you meet your guru or shaman, Maybe you're like, hey, E, I want you to be my astrology guru and I want to study one-on-one with you. Just so you know, my website, I think it's like 10 weeks, $1,500. I do payment plans. And of course, it's going to be a lot cheaper when I do my course because that's, group setting. I'll probably be doing it in March or April, but it will probably coincide with my book. And I will announce that, but it's going to be probably like $500 for 10 weeks. But I will be probably offering an early bird discount. But if you want to study with me one-on-one, you really get like my whole cranium to open up for you. And I give you all the secrets and tips and tricks that sometimes, I can't always do that in a group setting because it's just, I have to teach the nuts and bolts. But I also teach to you guys at whatever level you're at. So let's say if you're like, oh, I know the signs and the planets, I just don't get the houses. We can start from there. And then I teach you all the different timing techniques. I teach you how to do a solar return, how to do the secondary progression, how to tap into annual perfections and different things. So I've worked with a lot of people, and I've worked with some people who are now reading charts. Some of my students. So I love astrology. I love hip hop. I love my family. I love God. I love and miss my parents and my ancestors. But I love you guys because the fact that, like I said, and I mean this, no BS, no fluff. It's one thing I'll tell you as a Capricorn Sun, Scorpio rising, Virgo moon. I do not lie, and I hate lying. I hate liars. That's why my Gemini and his middle name is Truth. I named him the Truth. That's how important truth is to me. When I met my wife, I already had a name. I was like, his name is William. She was like, okay. Do you know what I'm saying? So believe me when I tell you that, like, this is not just a map of your life and a remembrance of your soul. Astrology, once you do the chart reading with me, it's about you remembering. Okay? It really is. So let me just check the last couple of comments. If you guys have any last second questions before I go, get them in now. Please leave a comment after the show ends. It really means a lot to me. And I mean this, like, thank you for supporting me. This is my business. This is not entertainment. I'm hoping I'm entertaining. I'm hoping I'm funny and stuff like that. But this is my business. Yes, I, hopefully still make money as an MC. My third album, God told me to tell you, I'm going to start recording in 2026. Hopefully I finish it before 2026. But I got books to write. I got to finish the astrology book. Then I'm working on my near-death experience book, my NDE. And hopefully in August, I'll be in Seattle at International Association of Near-Death Studies. And hopefully I present there. I presented in Phoenix in 2024. Not this summer. This summer was in Chicago. I didn't make it. But last summer in Phoenix, I was on a panel and I shared my NDE story, and it was really powerful. And it's a great organization. I'm a part of the organization, International Association of Near-Death Studies, called IAMS. And, but if you ever have questions or you're like, hey, what was it like being in coma or the other side? What you can always reach out to me, email me. I'm very friendly, eric@BigEAstrology.com. And that's what you got to reach out if you want any of the birth chart sales. But happy birthday, Sag. Starting on the 19th, we'll be in the cusp, Sagittarius Capricorn cusp. That's the cusp of prophecy. They're no joke. Always check my community page post. I put my sales, all my updates on there. I'll give you the dates of the coffee talk soon for January. And you can come, even if you don't join my tribe. It's either $22 or $13. Very cheap and affordable because I want people to learn and make friends. You don't have to feel like you're weird or alone because you love esoteric or occult knowledge or astrology. That's why I created the, astrological coffee talk with Eric. And then I started the mini one like 2 years ago. But the other one I started almost 5 years ago. And it's because I want people to learn about astrology. We do blind chart readings of Coffee Talk members. We do like the transits, like Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, and the Saturn, Neptune conjunction in Aries. And like I also do famous people and celebrities. We just did Epstein and Charlie Kirk. We did Peter Thiel and JD Vance. I've done Diddy. I've done Jay-Z. I've done Beyonce. I've done, you name it. I've done Jaguar Wright. I've done Diddy, Tupac. I've done just a myriad of different people. It's really fascinating. I've done, in my course, I think I've done Muhammad Ali, Dr. King, JFK, RFK, Marilyn Monroe, Malcolm X. But, and also check on my playlist, the Celebrity Birth Chart series. In there, I've done Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson. I think I've done like 6 or 7. I did Sinead O'Connor, but I think I made a mistake on the date, so I may have to redo it. But I left it up there anyway. And I don't know why I made that mistake, because I was looking at her date. I don't know. Things happen. But I did just recently do, what did I just do? D'Angelo, and I may release that. I just did D'Angelo's chart. That was fun. If somebody came, but some of them you can still, and I still have a lot of the videos. You could ask me if I have it, and you could pay me $13 or $22, depending on what it was, and you can get it, But, sometimes people don't care about the celebrities. Celebrities is dead. Oh, I did Trump. I did Kamala Harris. I didn't do Biden's chart. I didn't really care. You know whose chart I need to do? January, February, I'm busy. A lot of controversies, and there's a lot of dead people around him. I need to do Bill Clinton's chart. And I've never done Barack's chart. I'll be doing them this year if you want to come to Coffee Talk. So let me check the last few comments, and I'm going to say goodnight. And hopefully I'll see you, if not Thursday, Saturday. But always, just check my YouTube page, and also follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I always put things up there when I'm going live, my shows, my sales, everything. But thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It's always fun connecting with you guys. And you new people, please subscribe and stay pressed in, stay connected. I'm always growing and expanding. My goal is to learn something new every day. And I'm a 1-3 generator in human design. So I'm the mad scientist, right? I have to learn information, test it out, and then share it with the people. And that's been my life story, Gentleman Rennery. Hey. I'm just listening to your last comments. But I really appreciate you guys for hanging in here with me. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday and the rest of the week. And remember, Wednesday starts the Sagittarius moon, and the new moon is Friday night, 8:44 p.m. Eastern, 28 degrees. Now, you guys are saying yes. I forgot what you were saying yes to. Oh, yes. Oh, for about the sex and astrology? Next year? Okay. Book the chart reading with me. It would literally change your life. But so sex and astrology, yes. Oh, thank you. It wasn't easy, guys. Coma was tough, man. And thank you. I love teaching. I'm a professional teacher. I taught for 13 years. 10 years with multiply severely disabled kids. Okay. No placements. Okay. Let me finish the thought, and then I'll tell the no placements. So thank you for the yes. I will teach do the new playlist, sex and astrology, and I'll do different iterations, but I'll start with the rising signs and look at the 12th, 5th, and 8th house and talk about the sex. I want you guys to go look at your chart now and see what sign you got in the 8th house, right? And you'll be like, oh, wow, yeah, I used to date a lot of these people. But remember, they're attracted to you. The 8th house is complex. It's sex, abuse, power, manipulation. So, but yeah, coma, I didn't have, how people are like, oh, I saw my aunts, I saw my grandma, and I saw Jesus and love and light. There's like 8 to 10% of the darker or distressing NDEs. That's what I had. And my NDE, definitely went through spiritual warfare and the dark night of soul. My wife was cheating on me with 3 different men. It's terrible. She and other people were trying to kill me. It was rough. There were some positive moments. I had the best, uh, I guess, birthday party ever that I never had in real life. It was like a black tie affair, and all these different people from all walks of life were there. It was so much fun, and show you how much I love hip hop. My wife and kids played some, good hip hop music for me, like Nas, Tribe Called Quest, De La, Harris One, the stuff that I like, and Lauren Hill. Lauren Hill, by the way, best female MC ever. So when they and I love Bahamadia, Remy Ma, Latifah, MC Light, Nikki, but nobody's better than Lauren Hill. Don't get it twisted. Bars. That unplugged MTV album, insane. But yeah, mine was really dark. It was a dark NDE. So forget about me, back to the signs, empty houses. So this is the key. Let's just say you have your Cap rising, you have Taurus in the fifth house. Fifth house is empty. Oh, Eric, my fifth house is empty. I'm not going to have kids. I'm not going to do anything creative. No, no, no. The house being empty doesn't mean anything bad. It's just empty. So to give you more information on it, number one, Taurus fifth house, it's going to be more your five senses, more practical and pragmatic about your high school, college years, your creativity, dating, romance, fun, sex. You could literally date a Taurus sun, moon, rising. But the fifth house is past life karma, is ancient history. So it could look at like what you've been doing in a past life too. But the empty house, the ruler of that house, the planetary ruler, and you look at the traditional planets, Sun to Saturn, not Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Don't do that. Those are the modern rulers. Same thing when you look for the chart ruler. You're a Cap rising, Saturn's your chart ruler. You're a Pisces rising, it's not Neptune. Jupiter's your chart ruler. So Taurus, fifth house, you got to locate Venus in your chart. So let's say you're a Sagittarius sun and your Venus is either Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius. It's one of those five signs because it's always 60 degrees, can't be more than 60 degrees away from the sun. So say you got Taurus, butt naked, fifth house empty. And let's say your Venus, your sun's in Sag, let's say your Venus is in Scorpio. So you look at the Scorpio house, which is opposing, that'd be your 11th house, right? Fifth house, Taurus. And so that Venus being in Scorpio on the 11th is telling you about your creativity. You like more mood music, more emotional music. Dating, you want Bonnie and Clyde in relationships. You want that soul merging. Remember, Gemini and Leo are more sexual than Scorpio. Scorpio is about deep intimacy, soul merging, right? What's the greatest way to know somebody? When they're butt naked, right? That's the ultimate trust, intimacy. You're vulnerable, right? Marriage is very vulnerable, right? You marry somebody, you don't know if you're sleeping with the enemy, right? When you sleep, that's the most vulnerable you could be. When you're naked and you're having sex, most vulnerable you could be. So, and Venus is your love language. It's devotion too. It's arts, culture, entertainment. It's money, finances, arts, culture, entertainment. It's your beauty, aesthetics. But Venus is also sperm, semen, the seed of life. But it's devotion. What are you devoted to? So in the fifth house, Taurus that's empty, you look at the Venus and the Scorpio, and that kind of blends in with the Taurus, and that tells you about your fifth house. Does that make sense? I hope so. This was fun. Gotta go. Gotta have some dinner and gotta go check on my New York Knicks. We are New York and we are basketball. We are the New York Knicks. We're here to take it all. I was that black kid in the garden. I was there before Spike in terms of, courtside. I had the season tickets behind the visiting team's bench. I used to talk smack to Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, all of them. MSG. Okay. So let me hear the last couple of comments. Meride de Moon. Hey, welcome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Taylor Swift is. Ugh. Yeah, I know. Most Def, Eminem, Cypress Hill. Yeah. Okay. But Taylor Swift is demonic. Ugh, that whole fake thing with her and Travis Kelce. Like, ugh. Oh, you're Scorpio rising? 1995? Love? Love, sex, and astrology. Okay. Do it. Do it. Share your channel with me. I'll subscribe and support you. Easy eating too short. Okay, so I'll be honest. Easy does it. Easy was dope. And you know they took him out and he ain't have no A's. That's a whole nother thing. Um, man, terrible. Always follow the money trail with these people, y'all. But Too Short, okay, I'm a little biased, no shade, but I just, Too Short with the Too Short flow. He was all good just a week ago. I just never, I respect him and his hustle and his game. But I didn't think the bars were superior. And I don't like, okay, I made a choice when I was younger. Do I want to be a metaphorical, misogynistic, rhyming about black on black crime MC? Nope. Yeah, I rhyme, especially when I was younger, I would rhyme about sex and stuff like that, but I wasn't calling people N words and BIs. It's like, I got a brain. Like, come on. Like, it's just, you guys sit down and try to write rhymes. It's so easy to sit there and curse and talk about how you're the best and you could kill anybody and you sleep with these girls and this and that. That's low hanging fruit. That's a third grade cranium. My goal is that my rhymes are going to educate you and entertain you, like Harris One, Edutainment. Great album. Go check it out. Great song, Beef. Make you not eat beef. Don't eat pork. I'm sorry. I don't care about your culture. I don't care about whatever. The pig has no sweat glands and it creates worms in your body. Come on, y'all. We got to be better and do better. When you know better, you do better. Don't eat the swine. It's not righteous for the mind. And there's the rumor that the souls of human beings get trapped into pigs. And people that eat human flesh say it tastes like pork. Disgusting. Yeah. Cannibalism is real. They got a restaurant in like California, like eating people. Like, I mean, come on. I don't know. Anywho, I love you guys. Thank you for the love. I will do the sex and astrology series. Look out for my end of the year, 2000 or beginning of the year, but I'll be doing the end of the year. I should have them all done by January 1st. That's my goal. Of all 12 rising signs, you look at the rising, sun and moon, but always the rising. And that's what you see, the astrology in the newspapers. That's why if it didn't resonate with you, what they said about Gemini doesn't, resonate with me. Well, it may not if you're an Aquarius rising or Taurus rising or, Libra or Virgo rising, because they don't tell you that. They did that on purpose. See, JP Morgan said it, right? Astrology is the language of billionaires. Only millionaires don't use it. They don't want us to know this esoteric occult knowledge because it's the freaking truth. And I tell you this in all the ancient tablets, and it's in the Bible, Torah, the Quran. I'm not lying to y'all. They don't want you to have this power. Okay? So I love you guys. This was fun. Have a good night. And thank you for just supporting the channel. Thank you for the love. Please subscribe. Think about joining the tribe. Our next tribe meeting is this Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Portia Cooper's coming to talk about crypto and the stock market and investments and basic connected to numerology. She's brilliant. Soul Card Studio, Portia Cooper, brilliant sister. She's a Scorpio moon and a Taurus sun. I think she's a Leo rising. She's powerful, but that's going to be at the tribe Friday night. And just know that, like, there are no dumb questions. As a teacher, I always say that. And I just wish you guys all the best. And in the tribe, we promote people's business. You can share your creativity. You can learn about astrology, human design, tarot, numerology. Learn about herbs and crystals. Learn about homesteading. We got a category for next gen, right? We got to teach these kids. The mystery schools, we need to bring the mystery schools back. We got to teach them this ancient wisdom and knowledge. Everything is coded. These energy harvesting events, the Super Bowl, the Oscars, the Grammys, this is all for the occult. Right? You got to look at these different companies and stuff. They're all connected to the 13 families and the Masons. Okay. So you got to pay attention and realize what's really going on out there. Okay. Why do you think The Simpsons, a TV show that's been on for freaking decades, predicts the future and all these events? The creator of The Simpsons is a Freemason. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's called predictive programming. So I want you guys to always understand the truth of what's going out there so you're not walking around like a zombie and being deceived. The tell-eye vision, right? Telling you what to see, think, and feel. Don't get caught up in that. The best thing for you to do is think positive, be positive, stay optimistic, and vibrate from your authentic self. Speak the truth from your throat chakra and vibrate from your heart chakra. Love, is love. Oh, and the human design prophecy, we're leaving the solar plexus in 2027, and we're going to be going to the heart chakra as a collective. When you look at the planetary alignments, you see, right? You gotta be disciplined to get through 2026 and 2027. There are going to be huge shifts come 2030. I love you. Episode 408. Don't hesitate. Love to debate. Lyrically, I'm more than great. Always choose love over hate. BigEAstro, E-Complete. All right. I will see you, like I said, either Thursday or Saturday for episode 409. Woo! God, 409 episodes. Your boy's been working, right? That's a lot, Lucy. So I appreciate you. It's time to have hopefully some din-din and watch the Knicks, because it's time for the Knicks to win some sort of title, even though it's this corny fake NBA Cup thing. But happy Sagittarius season. Email me for all the sales, and you can only purchase from me directly. PayPal, Zelle, PayPal's a friend, etaylor765@aol.com, Cash App, $BigEAstro. Please come back and leave a comment. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And go check out my new channel, Stars and Cards Lounge, with Elena from Searchlight Tarot, Eric from BigEAstrology. We have a lot of fun. It's real positive, and we drop a lot of knowledge on there too and teach. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Love you. BigEAstro.